Hello everyone. Today I will be going over my wind turbine project for my turbomachinery class. So my project design. The main purpose of it is to harness wind energy by using a fan blade and a 12-volt motor connected to a step-up converter and generate enough electricity to power a portable charger. My prototype will be attached to my truck using a magnet base to capture as much wind energy as possible. So firstly, going into my list of materials, I have here listed every material that I use for the completion of my turbine and its usages. I'll leave this on the screen for a couple of seconds so you can take the time to pause and read it. So firstly, onto the building stage. Whether you buy materials or gather them from home, I had both. You then start to assemble your turbine. So first, I started off by attaching my fan blade to the motor. It was a quick, easy plug and play. The motor had a little piece that went straight through the fan blade, easy to connect. I then created a base of the turbine, which is pictured here using my wooden plank. I held it down by a C-clamp and I grinded it down using a grinder, and then spray painted it white to what you see on the right hand side picture. After I grinded it down again, I attached the motor and magnet to the base using the JB Weld formula that I have listed in my materials. I then soldered electrical wires to motor and to the boost converter. I was lucky enough to buy the motor already attached to the wires. I did have to purchase more electrical wires to connect from those wires to the boost converter. Once I did that, I ran my first test, which I'll show in the next slides. And I then covered my boost converter in an enclosure, and I also attached it to the base of the turbine, not the magnet, just the wooden frame, and I got my final product. So here's firstly showing me a proof of charge of my portable charger. It's connected to my truck and it's charging. So you can see here that it is not charging because the turbine is not on. But once the turbine starts to turn on by the wind, the portable charger is receiving charge. The blinking lights are shown there. So final modification I did, as you can see in the previous video, I did not have my boost converter in an enclosure. I wanted to protect it against any kind of elements, so I decided to put it in a small enclosure. This was my final modification I did, as I already had a working product, a working prototype. And this is what my final prototype looked like. I'm sorry. Here's a front view, and the back view you see I had the USB inside an enclosure, and I just zip tied it together onto the frame. And this is the final prototype. You can see it is not charging, and then there's my final prototype because of the USB enclosure. Once the turbine starts to turn, the portable charger turns on and shows it is charging. Thank you guys.